There has been a change of guard at the Kaduna State House of Assembly as the Speaker, Muazu Gangara, and his deputy, Mato Dogara, have been impeached by their colleagues this morning for alleged incompetence. The 26 House members sat in their assembly complex and 19 of them voted in favor of the impeachment. The new Speaker, Shehu Usman, representing Giwa West constituency, has been sworn in, while Peter Adamu, representing Kagoro constituency, is his deputy. The new Speaker says he will provide robust leadership that will guarantee the necessary checks and balances to the executive arm.
The numbers 19 and 16 have become recurring figures in Nigerian politics. The first came up during the Governor's Forum election, and now they have showed up in the Kaduna House of Assembly. Those figures have now turned the Kaduna legislature into two halves. The House is said not to be in session, but what brought some of the members to the chamber is what is tearing it apart.
They requested for 2 months. They said, no, we give you 1 month. Within 1 month, resign. So that if they had done so in chambers, even quietly in the Speaker's office, we would have just done our thing without any heat or hindrance. And they were aware that today likely was a terminal date. And that was how maybe they stayed away.
We have suspended the sitting of the House to further notice. That's what in my visit. The mess is with us.
Dr. Usman Gangara and his deputy were impeached in their absence. They are under fire from their colleagues, apparently for a reason that has long been known to some of the members.
Majority members of the Kaduna State House of Assembly want a change in the leadership of their own house. And that is actually what transpired in the plenary.
That is the reason Mr. Shehu Tahir and his faction gave for their action. But for the Dr. Usman Gangara camp, there is no smoke without fire.
The executive arm of government is interested in the matter. This is a fact. So there is an unconfirmed statement that even His Excellency, the Executive Governor, Dr. Ramadan Yaro, met with them yesterday and made offer of cash up to 10 million naira that they should sign the impeachment.
16 members of the House are said to have voted to impeach the Speaker. For the Gangara camp, they believe they're not enough to form a 2/3 majority. According to Section 94C of the Nigerian Constitution, the Speaker or the Deputy may be removed by a resolution of the House of Assembly by the votes of not less than 2/3 majority of the members of the House. But with 34 members of the Kaduna House of Assembly, 16 does not make a 2/3. Even the figure 19 is far from the figure enough to remove the Speaker. Another stalemate, perhaps another kind of factionalization that we see in the national politics, is what is playing out here at the Kaduna House of Assembly. With the two men claiming leadership, one group has the maize and the other the floor. It is yet to be seen how this crisis will be resolved.
Let's get down to business now. Here's Adeshawa Josh.
Right, straight on to business. The federal government says it has saved a total of 530 billion naira by following due process in issuing contracts. While addressing State House correspondents at the Presidential Villa, the Director General of the Bureau for Public Procurement, Emeka Eze, said the fund was saved through various direct interventions. Mr. Eze also noted that the funds would have been pocketed by the contractors, but for the vigilance and insistence of the Bureau on thorough verification of contract claims by various contractors handling federal government projects. He, however, charged MDA officials on the need to apply prudence and honesty in the management of public funds. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank has left the interest rate at 12% for the 12th consecutive time, while cash reserve requirement on public deposits was also left at 50%. Addressing journalists after the committee's meeting in Abuja, the Central Bank Governor, Mr. Lamido Sanusi, said the move will help moderate inflation and the nation's exchange rate. or some financial analysts who spoke to Channels Television on the pegging of the interest rate at 12% are optimistic that the decision will assist in building a strong financial system for the economy.
The Central Bank Governor Sanusi Lamido Sanusi and other members of the Monetary Policy Committee addressing journalists on the decision of the committee after reeling out economic realities in the international and domestic market. Mr. Sanusi announced that the interest rate remains at 12%.
The committee decided by a vote of 11 members to 1 to hold the MPR at 12%. One member voted for a reduction in the MPR by 50 basis points. 11 members voted to retain the symmetric corridor of 200 basis points around the MPR, while one member voted for an asymmetric corridor of 200 basis points above MPR and 400 points below. All members voted to retain the 50% cash reserve requirement on public sector funds and 12% CRR on private sector deposits.
Leaving the monetary policy rate unchanged for the 12th time is not surprising to some financial experts. According to them, the further tightening of the interest rate will reduce inflation.
The exchange rate is not higher than expected. It's been almost stable for a very, very long time. Also because the MPR has been kept steady. And the hot money is also coming from abroad. Because here, look at 12%. And if you go to parts of Europe, the interest rate is sometimes near zero.
While monetary policy is said to have effect on the prices of goods, assets, exchange rates, as well as consumption and investment, another financial expert advised that the economy be studied over time before the interest rate is reviewed.
You can't just reduce the MPR, because if you do, you have to also consider the pressure on Naira, because it's not just about the domestic economy. You have to also consider the international influence, like the other economies in the world.
This is the 12th time the Monetary Policy Committee will leave the interest rate unchanged at 12%. Although the central bank says its decision at tightening the interest rate has yielded positive results in the past few months, Nigerians will be watching to see if this decision will translate into the nation's socio-economic development.
Lagos State has commenced the 2013 Eco Expo Trade Fair at the Lekki Free Trade Zone. The fair, which started on the 23rd of September and slated to end on the 29th, is expected to showcase and promote locally made goods in the state. Speaking at the formal opening ceremony, the Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Mr. Taufik Tijani, says the fair will create a platform for SMEs and encourage patronage of locally made goods.
The Eco Expo Trade Fair mirrors our administration's resolve to support the development of cottage, small and medium-scale industries, and also deepen the drive for the patronage of made-in-Nigeria goods. As a mega city-state with population of over 21 million, we are challenged to adopt an economic development model that will catalyze growth in key sectors of our economy in line with our economic development imperatives. To know our potential and prospects, we must assess our strengths, our vulnerabilities, our competition, and also society's evolving trends. Our population is a major source of strength, and it behoves on us as a nation to leverage on this factor to promote the Nigerian brand in terms of products and services, as this remains the only means through which sustainable employment can be guaranteed.